Right, Simon, first off, congratulations, not just for today, but for the whole of the Quilter Autumn Internationals. How does it feel to get 3 wins out of 3, especially with today in such convincing fashion?
Yeah, absolutely thrilled. You know, we wanted to do that at the start of the series, obviously, but you know, we took each game one at a time, really focused on our performance. 3 very different challenges. You know, France in France is an incredibly difficult place to go win, and I thought we played exceptionally well for enough of that game to get the result, and then obviously we had to really fight last week at Exeter and sort of got the result right at the death. And then today I thought we were exceptional. You know, really tough conditions, you know, with the rain and whatnot, and we showed a lot of discipline in how we played in terms of sticking to the plan. And yeah, you know, I think it's a great score for us. It looks tough on Italy, but they come up against a good England side today.
When you were planning these Autumn Internationals, did you plan it as 2 slots? So there was the French games and then today, or did you plan them individually, or what was your game plan going into these Autumn Internationals?
Well, I think when we go into any tournament, we look at you know, what we want to get out of them, and there's a few things we want to get out. We've been working on a lot of things on the training field which we wanted to put in place, and also we brought quite a few players in who we wanted to get caps into. So when you come up against a team, and I say with a great respect to Italy, who were emerging fantastically well and did a great job on France last year, but when you know you're going to play France in France and then you're going to play them a week later, and you want to get through the stuff you've worked on in training fields, you've probably got to get what's perceived as probably your stronger side out, your more experienced side at that particular point. And so we knew the first 2 tests would revolve around that, but at the same time we knew today would be a real challenge for us, but we knew it would be an opportunity to give game time to players who probably wouldn't get as much in the first 2. So we had a pretty good idea of what the sides would look like as we went into the competition, and then you wait for people to surface within the competition and take their opportunities, and there's a few took their opportunities today.
Well, I don't want to put you on the spot too much, but there's been a couple of new caps, a couple of players coming back into the fold. Who has impressed you over these last 3 games?
Oh wow, yeah, that is on the spot. I think until you sit down and analyse all the games really carefully and look at all the detail, you don't always pick out the players who have been consistent. And in a series, you look at players who have been really consistent. Now, what I can say is that we know for a fact there's players who have been very consistent, who have played on all 3. Abby Dow has been exceptional. Zoe Allcroft, who I thought was absolutely fantastic today. In the absence of Abby Scott, you know, Zoe's ran the line out, you know, unbelievably well. And then you look at, you know, our 2 scrum halves have been terrific for us. And then and then it's great to have, you know, Skaz in the lineup, and it was a really tough series for Skaz because, you know, she went to Japan to pick up the World Series award, the World Player of the Year award, and she flew back, and that limited to training, and then she comes in, she still has an impact on the game. So I think she's done exceptionally well. I think Heather Kerr's done really, really well for us. You know, Heather's a fantastic. You know, she's been there in the background for a long time. She's really pushing and working hard to be number 1. So you know, you look and you go, yeah, there's a number of players who have played all 3 games and really put in, and you know, but then there's been cameo performances and, you know, players who've really played well in 1 or 2 games, or the opportunities they've had. So yeah, you look across the squad, and then, you know, and then players like Roll Marsden, who's come in, and all of a sudden we've got another real high quality impact player who's right at the start of her career. 2021, 2 years away. What can she be over that space of time? Well, it's down to her and it's down to us, but you know, she's come on today and she's loving it in the environment, and that's what you want.
I mean, it's a nice problem to have, but how do you go about picking that starting 15 for the Six Nations? Obviously you have to focus on the tournament itself, but then you look ahead to the World Cup in a few years' time. Like, you've got so much talent across this country. How do you go about narrowing that squad down?
Well, I think it's like you say, that there's an awful lot of talent. So what you've got to do is you've got to make sure that you pick the players who, number 1, as we've said to the players all along, who are informed with their clubs. That's really important, that they're informed when we pick them, and these players are all informed with their clubs, so that's made the selection tough, but that's what you want. Have they got the skill sets to do the job? Have they got the skill sets to play within the way we want to play on any one given day? Because we've got a template of how we want to play, but then you have to mix it up a little bit. So it's, you know, it's we sit down as a coaching group and we talk through each player in each position, and then you weigh up, you know, where that that player sits in terms of needing experience, because we're looking forward to 2021. That's no secret. It's, the whole game works in cycles, 4-year cycles, the men's, the women's, everything. So you're assessing what do we need in 2021, what does it need to look like for us, and what do we need to do now to make sure we give ourselves the best chance of getting that picture right. So there's lots of factors that come into play, and as you say, we're fortunate. We've got some real quality across the England squad, but also across the TPs, and that plays a massive part in what we're doing. That's why we every week we go watch the games, and by Monday we've watched all the players throughout the whole league play with, because we can get the games obviously, and you start to see little gems coming through, which is where Rose come from. And there'll be more players that surface as we go along, and that's fantastic for us.
Sure. Speaking of players, just a quick word on Natasha Hunt. It was her 50th cap today.
Yeah.
Did you say anything special to her, anything different before she came out?
No, not really. I mean, we had our shirts presentation last night. It was quite emotional, and there's a massive amount of respect for Mo, as a player and obviously as a person, and you could see how much it meant to her when she played. But she's a high quality player. She's played in massive tournaments. I'm very fortunate enough to coach her in 15s and 7s at World Cups, Olympics and whatnot, and she's always a player who's going to make a difference in a game or give you a great opportunity. So it seems like it's been a long time coming for her, but it's because she spent so much time in the 7s as well. So it was great to see her get a cap. Thoroughly deserved.
Brilliant. And finally, last question. You've got a bit of a break now from an international perspective. What are your plans over the Christmas and New Year period?
To analyse this competition and then go watch the TPs. It never stops, but that's why we do it. We love it. It's for us. We got to look at in detail at all the competition. Did we achieve what we wanted to do in terms of performance? How did the individuals go? Obviously we'll have a break over Christmas and put our feet up like all the girls, but although the TPs run right up to Christmas. So we will be watching them games, and then straight in the new year we're straight back into camp testing, and then we build towards the Six Nations, which obviously starts away in France. So bring it on.
Brilliant, fantastic. Well, listen, congratulations for today, congratulations for the whole of the Autumn Internationals, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
indeed.
Simon. All
Cheers.
the best. Cheers.